Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, like I have mentioned before, rain or shine at any time, your boy is here, back with your favorite show, with your favorite bro, to discuss the matchups at hand today in this cold, rainy Monday afternoon. But let's kick on with the matchups at hand. We got a doubleheader coming at you guys live. First one, we start off in the North where we stomp at, and it is in Minnesota for this one, between a divisional opponent, divisional rival, two teams, at least for this season, on two different directions, between the Vikings and the Bears. And in this matchup, we will roll with the home team and the Vikings in this one. Why? Well, we just saw the Lions lose, unfortunately. Even more unfortunate that they lost out on players and not just the game. For the season, additionally, like Ali McNeil and David Montgomery. So prayers out to those guys. Hopefully they can fight back next season, come out better. Maybe the rest of your teammates can finish the job off for you guys. So we will see how that unfolds. But that also does open up the opening for the first overall seed, the divisional crown, amongst other things, for the Minnesota Vikings. So they will be highly motivated, and especially after dropping 40 points on a team that we will mention shortly. And the other matchup of our doubleheader, after dropping 42 points against them, shutting them down in the fourth quarter in the last matchup, I think Vikings have all the energy. Fortunately for them, they have not had any injuries, barring, like a JJ McCarthy. Justin Jefferson was kind of in and out of the lineup for a few games earlier in the season. TJ Hawkinson was kind of working his way back. I know the left tackle's out for the whole year. That is going to be a tough task to kind of ever come up. But they just went out, got another left tackle, former Pro Bowler out of Jacksonville, and saved him. And now he's not been the greatest, but he has been better. Do you think Patrick Mahomes would take him over his tackles? Obviously, Cam Robinson is that dude. So, Brian Neal on one side, Cam Robinson on the other. Defensive line. That defense of the Minnesota Vikings has played absolutely phenomenal under B-Flow. They don't have any guys that's your household name, your prominent name. Even like with Detroit, they at least have Aiden Hutchinson. Minnesota, nope. They have depth, they have dogs, and they know their system. And also, I do want to add this, I think they do a great job with developing a player over the course of the year. I don't think, even though Dallas Turner was also a top 20 pick, he has not had any pressure on him. He has not even, had like one play that everybody just went, whoa, he made that play. No, he has not had any impact. But he doesn't have any pressure on them because the team is, performing so well. A first-round pick that nobody's speaking on. That just shows the development of all the other guys, and not just this year. Some guys from last year, second year guys taking that next step, third year guys taking that next step. I think the regime between KOC and their GM, I do not want to mess up your name, so I will not try. But respectfully, you guys have done a great job. They have always been an indoor team, so like it still kind of leaves me a little bit more to be wanted. Last game too, they had as a team 24 rushes, out of which both of their running backs were running the ball well. Having weapons like Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison that you gotta feed, it's not always helpful. But if you win and they complain, then they are not suited to be in your team anyway. That they are complaining to win. Yes, they need to put up their stats, but I think now with Aaron Jones, they need to focus more on that running game. This one, Caleb Williams, I do want to give him one prop. He has not turned the ball over that much. Even as a rookie, he only has 5 interceptions for 16 touchdowns, which is extremely well because that's double the interceptions of Sam Darnold, who threw for 5 touchdowns in his last game. So, it is offensively a very similar matchup. I think the offensive line, however, of Chicago is going to be tremendously under duress the entire game. Caleb Williams will not have a clean pocket. B-Flow against a rookie quarterback, yeah, let's, finish that there. The second matchup of our doubleheader in this one today, we are live between the matchup of the Atlanta Falcons, and they will be taking on the Raiders. You already know how we go. Yes, Max Crosby, I do hope a speedy and a phenomenal recovery for you as soon as possible. But you are out of this one, unfortunately. Aiden O'Connell, out of this one. Gardner Minshew, out of this one. But guess who is playing back in the ATL? It is Desmond Ridder, and I do believe with his mobility and how the offensive line, how the weapons, how the defense, it's hard to, kind of push myself all the way to there. But yes, even with the way that defense has shown up, they have proved that they are not just, mailing it in the season. Yes, they are 2-11, but the effort that they give out, the heart that they play with, the determination that they do have to win, it has not wavered. So, that is a positive point to see. Do I see guys taking downs off, plays off? Not as much as I was earlier in the season when everything was going wrong. We do have Nate Hobbs coming back in this one. Happy to see you back, my boy. Hopefully you do your thing, get your extension. There are other guys who are still working on their extensions. They're still hungry. We still have hungry dogs in our squad. Kirk Cousins on the other side, he has turned the ball over. They're on a skid losing streak. If we are to win again for this season, again in this season, one last time to end this losing streak, just to get it off our back, today is the day. We will see how, it falls under ATL, but for today's matchup, I think we can take ATL. Bijan Robinson, just trying to get him controlled, that will be the biggest task. Outside of that, their weapons, if Kirk Cousins has pressure on him the whole time, what is he going to deliver to his weapons? We just saw the reports coming out about Kyle Pitts recently. If it's somebody in the building, they should be fired immediately. That is not the type of information you want to leak out. That is not the type of person you want in your building with your players. But we'll see how the Falcons, do that. If it is somebody in the building, if it's a different executive, respect to your opinion. Drake London, there's a lot more to be desired, and they might just go out for like 40 points. We will see what happens, but I will catch you guys very soon on the next one.